Life, according to Romanian philosopher Emil Cioran, is nothing short of a tragedy, a calamity better left unfulfilled. To Cioran, being born is humanity's ultimate misfortune, a cataclysmic event that initiates a cascade of suffering. In his view, existence itself is a burden imposed without our consent. However, while we cannot prevent our own births, Cioran suggested that we have the power to prevent others from enduring the same fate. Despite this, the human drive to procreate persists, a phenomenon he condemned as an unforgivable act. Cioran's unflinching pessimism brands him one of the most somber philosophers in history. In my earlier video exploring his philosophy, we examined his debut work, On the Heights of Despair, which delves into the paradoxical beauty of despair. Today, we venture further into his thoughts through The Trouble with Being Born, a work brimming with aphorisms that dissect the existential burdens of life, the origins of human suffering, and ways to navigate this seemingly bleak existence. Join me as we unravel the core themes of this provocative book and delve into the life of the man behind these profound ideas. Emil Cioran. From hopeful nationalist to reluctant nihilist, Cioran's reflections on life and suffering are deeply intertwined with his personal journey. Born in the small Romanian village of Rașinar, he grew up under the influence of his father, an Orthodox priest, and his mother, who led a Christian women's organization. Despite his religious upbringing, Cioran rejected theology, turning instead to philosophy. While studying in Bucharest, he became disillusioned with the Romanian way of life, which he described as a syndicate of failure. He lamented what he saw as a national propensity for wasting time and mediocrity. In his youth, Cioran was captivated by the energy of nationalist regimes, even expressing admiration for authoritarian movements. However, as the violence and anti-Semitism of groups like Romania's Iron Guard escalated, his idealism gave way to disgust. Witnessing the horrors of World War II deepened his despair, and he eventually renounced his earlier nationalist sentiments, retreating into a life of introspection in France. There, he chose a path of deliberate failure, avoiding fame and professional success, and living as a self-described parasite. The tragedy of birth. Cioran's philosophy hinges on a single harrowing premise. The act of being born is life's original catastrophe. For him, the period before birth represents a state of peace and freedom, free from the turmoil of consciousness. Life, however, thrusts us into a world of suffering and perpetual struggle. He once wrote, "I long to be free, desperately free. Free as the stillborn are free." Cioran argued that consciousness is the root of all human suffering. While it grants us the ability to reflect and innovate, it also exposes us to anxiety, despair, and the relentless awareness of our mortality. This paradox makes consciousness both a gift and a curse. Cioran described it as a dagger in the flesh, an ever-present source of discomfort that sustains itself through the very suffering it seeks to escape. He expressed a longing to return to a state of pre-existence, where the agony of awareness cannot arise. In his view, ignorance truly is bliss. A stone or plant, lacking consciousness, is better off than an insect, just as an insect is better off than a human. For Cioran, the ultimate salvation lies in avoiding consciousness altogether, and the ultimate freedom is found in not being born. Antinatalism and the crime of procreation. In The Trouble with Being Born, Cioran embraced a viewpoint closely aligned with antinatalism, the belief that procreation is morally problematic. He contended that bringing new life into the world is akin to committing a crime, as it forces existence upon another being without their consent. He wrote, "To have committed every crime but that of being a father," emphasizing his disdain for the act of creating life. Cioran's critique of procreation stems from the inevitability of suffering. Life offers no guarantees of happiness, and even the most privileged lives are rife with discomfort and loss. For Cioran, the act of giving birth is an ethical dilemma, a decision to impose life's hardships on another being. He further criticized the inconsistency of those who lament the state of the world, yet choose to bring children into it, questioning the logic of perpetuating life in a world fraught with conflict, environmental crises, and uncertainty, death, and the fear of rebirth. Contrary to the common view of death as the ultimate tragedy, Cioran argued that the real disaster lies in birth. Death, he suggested, offers a return to the peace and stillness that preceded life. He wrote, "We do not rush toward death. We flee the catastrophe of birth." For Cioran, death is not an end to be feared, but a liberation from the chains of consciousness. However, he also rejected the idea of actively pursuing death, noting that the pain leading up to such a decision often overshadows the relief it promises. Furthermore, he dismissed structured solutions to suffering, such as religious doctrines or philosophical systems, as inadequate distractions from life's harsh realities. Navigating life's absurdity. Despite his grim outlook, Cioran's life was not without purpose. He viewed writing as a form of postponed suicide, a way to express his inner turmoil and make existence bearable. His aphoristic style allowed him to capture fleeting truths, embracing contradictions as reflections of life's complexity. Cioran advocated for a form of acceptance, an acknowledgement of life's inherent tragedy that paradoxically brings relief. He found solace in simple pleasures, in moments of calmness akin to the state of ataraxia sought by ancient Stoics and Epicureans. By embracing failure and detaching from societal measures of success, he minimized his vulnerability to life's inevitable disappointments. Cioran's approach to life was neither prescriptive nor systematic. Instead, he endured existence as it came, raw and unfiltered. His writings invite us to confront life's absurdity head-on, to find our own ways of coping with its challenges while acknowledging its impermanence. Closing thoughts. Emil Cioran's work is a sobering exploration of the human condition, a reminder of life's fragility and the burdens of consciousness. While his philosophy may appear bleak, it also offers profound insights into the nature of suffering and the art of enduring oneself. By confronting the uncomfortable truths of existence, we can perhaps find a measure of peace in the midst of life's chaos. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Cioran's thought-provoking worldview. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations of philosophy and the human experience. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you navigate life's challenges? Do you agree with Cioran's perspective? I look forward to hearing from you.